welcome to the Hospo Hustle podcast where we talk about hospitality, entrepreneurship, and the grind behind it all. Tonight, I've got George Curtis. George owns 2 bars, before and after, Milk Toast in the city, and currently opening up your 3rd venue, Restaurant Venner. How's it going?
It's intense, yeah. We're in the real kind of blood, sweat and tears phase at the moment, so pretty intense, but going well. We're on track to open on time, which is the main thing, right?
That's awesome. Yeah. Honestly, thank you for doing this too.
I
actually didn't think you were going to say yes.
Why is that?
I thought someone of your caliber, I'd have to do a few episodes, put them out.
I think you're over reaching there, man.
I was really excited when you said yes, thank you. I guess, before we get into the hustle side of things, what's your go-to drink at your bar?
So at Milk Toast is the signature drink. It's called Casper Milk Toast. It's a spritz, which is unusual for me to go for, but made with 4 Pillars gin, lacto-fermented seasonal fruit, vanilla, a bit of sparkling wine, and then it's milk washed with milk that's been infused with toast.
Yeah, nice.
It sounds like an absolute mess, to be honest, now that I've just said that, but it's absolutely incredible. It's a drink that came in the top 50 drinks in Australia 2 years in a row.
Oh, wow.
So props to Aidan for that.
Congrats on that
created that. Yeah. And then before and after, obviously it's an Amaro bar, so I'm always drinking Amaro, whether it's Amaro and tonic if it's early in the evening, or just Amaro neat in the after dinner.
I was so excited when that opened, because like Amaros, we try and push them here at Mr. Vane. I struggle to do it.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things you just got to go all in on it. If you're just selling it, it'll sell in drips and drabs. If it's not your main focus, then it's going to really struggle to move.
We have like a bit of like 8 bottles of it, and we only ever get Montenegro.
Yes, and that's a good thing. And Montenegro is a delicious Amaro. It's the gateway Amaro.
Yeah.
It's super tasty, but if you're not like fully focused on Amaro, it's gonna be super hard to sell it. So we've got the advantage of it's all we do, so people that come in there for Amaro.
Awesome. I guess we'll start from the beginning. I guess hospitality. Why did you choose this path, or did it just kind of happen? Why Hospo?
Well, I'm from the UK, and it's quite an easy thing to get into in the UK. Like if you're studying or you've just finished uni or something and you need a job, it's very much where's the nearest pub I can go and pour pints at. So that was it for me, really. I come out of school and wanted to take a year off from studying. Wanted to pour pints, have a good time, party a bit, and all that kind of stuff. So that was my path in.
Whereabouts in the UK are you from?
I'm from a very kind of little known town called Shrewsbury. I think those of you who play FIFA probably know Shrewsbury town. It's in Shropshire, which is a county in the West Midlands. It's on the Welsh border. So it's a very kind of rural county. Pubs are a big thing where I'm from, so it's very easy to get into pub life. And then, like most people, as soon as you start getting into Hospo and you start pouring drinks and you start partying, it's really difficult to get out of. So I dabbled in journalism for a little bit. Had a journalism degree, so I went into that for a few months. Absolutely hated it. Decided that Hospo was it. Like I just missed that life so much. So from there, it was back into pubs, and then worked my way up into management roles, and then slowly started to explore cocktails. Got into cocktail bars, hotel bars, that kind of stuff, and that's just really snowballed from there into a real love affair.
Yeah, nice. I know what you mean. I tried real estate for a bit. I did like 2 months of it. Hated it too. I just couldn't wait to get back to
getting up in the morning when it's
sitting in a desk chair. I was like, I can't do this.
No offense to anyone who does do it.
No, good
great work, but for me, I just needed that nightlife. I needed that like social that kind of connection.
I tried a little stint in London. I lived in Shoreditch for about 6 months.
Yeah, cool.
Worked in bars and I just ran out of money real quick.
Yeah, in London you were.
But that was cool.
Yeah.
And I guess owning your bars, was that always a goal, or did it just kind of accidentally happen, or was that what you wanted to?
I think once I really settled on hospitality being my career, I was like, well, what's the end goal here? Like, what do I want to be doing? And it was open my own bar.
Your own bar.
I didn't really know what that looked like, obviously, when I was young. It was just open a bar, but as my career went on, it became a little bit clearer the direction I wanted to go in. So, cocktails, but then cocktails are such a broad thing, so what kind of niche do I need to explore? And then Amaro came into my life, I started drinking it, started collecting it as a hobby. Pretty much, I think. I mean, I had a little bit back in the UK, but I never really paid attention to it,
Is it a big thing there?
No, not that I remember. No. I mean, I went back probably a year after I opened, before and after, and asked for a Chinara and tonic at a restaurant, and they were looked at me like I was some kind of alien.
Even now, if you go to some of the big restaurants, and even if you ask for, like you said, the kind of gateway, the popular Montenegro, people are still what?
But they've got it. They've definitely got it. It's in the fridge somewhere. Someone's forgotten about it. It's on a dusty shelf, and you can see it, and they're like, what's that?
Yeah, they normally say, we don't have it, and then they go back to the bar. Oh, actually,
we've got it.
We've got it,
So, that became a thing, real passion of mine, and I was thinking, I was coming to a time where I was really ready to do something.
Yeah.
And it just made a lot of sense. you want to open a place that you're passionate about in terms of what you're selling. I'm sure you're passionate about this style of food and whatever else.
Because you did open, I think 2022 November, right? Before and after.
Yeah, was it 2022? Oh, all the years kind of come together now. Yeah, 2022, because we're in our 4th year now, and it was about August time.
Yeah, August, because I remember seeing, because we opened in October 2022, and I remember seeing a lot about you guys.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, God, I really want to go. I've been a few times, and then I remember going in 23, and my bar manager, John, he loves your venues.
He's been a lot actually. Is he still here?
Yeah, he's here. He's here. He's kind of my right hand man now. He's kind of moved into like those things like aircon units broken.
He's the general manager now.
He's the whole thing. Yeah,
he's a good guy, man.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's getting into it. Your first venture, so before and after. If you went back now, would you do anything differently? You're opening a new restaurant right now, currently.
Yeah.
And when you think back to then, to now, do you feel like you're a different person? The way you approach things, or?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, aside from all the stuff that you learn when you do it for the first time, I think just a maturity towards the approach of it. You're going to be faced with a lot of challenges when you open a venue. And I think the way you face it when you've done it already versus the first time is really, really different. It's still probably as scary and as anxiety inducing, but I think there's just that maturity and that confidence that you can get through it. So I embrace the challenge a lot more. I think back then I was a little bit naive probably about what to expect.
Did you think you were going to be like busy straight away?
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Yeah, it was once it was open. And we were busy for the first few weeks. I think it's that hype obviously that comes with opening a new place. You're in all the media and all the hospos want to come and check you out and then it soon dies down. And I think there was a part of me that really thought people would be queuing out the door every night. Yeah. Which is obviously stupid.
No, I was the same. Yeah, 100%. You're excited and you put so much into the place.
Of course. Yeah. It's new, it's different. Yeah. People are going to just flock for this. Maybe they would if we were in a different location, in a different city. Yeah, I think so, because Brisbane's great, but it's not hustle and bustle like a Melbourne or Sydney. It's a lot more relaxed. It's a lot more chilled out. I think, people take a little while to warm up to certain concepts.
Things. Yeah, I'm interested. I want to get into that, like the city kind of culture too, like compared to the culture in Melbourne or Sydney. But yeah, we'll get into that one. I guess your early days with opening before and after Milquetoast, and even now, like going through everything you're going through. Obviously, it's like this, right? Roller coaster. Your tough days. What kind of keeps you going? Are you just a motivated person in general, or is that?
I'm a motivated person, but if you don't keep going, then it's just going to crumble. I'm in that stage at the moment where every single day is really, really tough in terms of, the amount of work they have to do, the length of the day. Thinking about what's happening tomorrow can be quite overwhelming. And that's one of the reasons why not everyone opens a bar or a restaurant, right? Because you have to be a certain type of person. Yeah. You have to be a bit of a glutton for punishment.
Yeah. You get beaten down every day.
Yeah, exactly. And you're doing that to yourself. But I'm definitely extremely motivated. But like I say, if you don't do it, then you're just going to crumble and it's going to fail. So it's not the fear of failure, but it's the reality of failure that keeps you going, I think, through these times.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it, the reality of,
I don't necessarily fear failure. I think failure is part of your journey and your career. You are going to fail. It's inevitable. So don't be fearful of it, but accept that it's going to happen.
All your venues have been pretty successful. Like, at least from my point of view, I always hear about them. They always look very, like, do you ever feel like you've failed or not? Do you feel like, not in sense like the venues aren't, do you ever feel like you've faced something like that yet, or?
Yeah, I think they're successful in the sense that they're still there.
Yeah.
I mean, before and after, for example, has been there for 3.5 years, and that would say that it's a successful bar, especially the concept that it is. But that's not to say that I'm rolling in money.
Yeah. the smoke and mirrors of a bar owner, a restaurant owner.
And it depends how you define success. Right? Success for me is different for each venue. So for before and after, it's getting through each year is a success. I recognise that the concept's a niche concept. It's a hidden bar with no signage, and it's not your big bustling cocktail bar. We do have very busy weeks and very busy nights, but there are also long periods of time where we're quiet. And I don't get stressed about that at all. That's the nature of that bar. And like I say, success is just getting to the end of the next year. And we're in our 4th year, so that for me makes me really proud. Even if we were to close tomorrow, I'd be really proud of what we've done there. Milquetoast's success already has been kind of defined by the awards that we've won.
Yeah, you Best
really
Wine Bar last year.
Best Wine Bar in Australia. Thank you. Which again, we recognise great awards, but it's not the be-all and end-all. There is a certain level of kind of favouritism and various, I guess, bureaucracy that goes behind that, so it's not the be-all and end-all, but it's really nice to have that. But the success of that venue is defined by how busy we are, I think. That's the type of venue where you want to be pumping all the time, and we are. So that's great. And then for Venner, it's just a kind of evolution into a proper restaurant. Milk Toast is a wine bar and dining room, but a venue will be a proper restaurant. So that, how we define success for that venue will be slightly different from Milk Toast and before and after.
That's awesome. I guess every venue is different, right? And maybe, but like just talking about before and after.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to kind of have some sort of sense of normality in your life?
Yeah, I think,
like with all the crazy stuff that happens.
Yeah, of course. So probably when I started hiring staff for the first time.
Yeah.
For the first kind of probably 18 months, it was just me and one other person, and I was doing a lot of nights on my own. So I think when I got to the point where I could afford to hire 2 bartenders and I didn't have to work every night, I was like, okay, this is actually working. And then, hire a manager, and suddenly you've got 3 people and I don't have to work at all in the venue. Of course, I'm working on the business, but that was a point where I thought, okay, I've made this work to a certain degree. Let's try and keep this going now. And I'm grateful that I have been able to do that. Yeah. So, yeah, it does take a lot of time. Yeah. And I think that goes back to what we were saying about it not being busy right away.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that other bars aren't busy straight away. There are plenty of new bars that open and are really busy straight away. But I think sometimes if you're doing something a little bit different, you've got to accept it and have to do those hard yards.
Yeah, for sure. And I think like the foundation, like you do the hard yards, but you're building that like, strong as foundation. And I think that's what you've done for sure.
Yeah. And it's worth it in the end, right? You put so much effort into something, as you know. Yeah. And then you see it, come to fruition. There's some sort of success, however you define it. It makes you feel really proud, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's definitely love-hate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, before and after, and Milk Toast, they're unique. They're really unique. That concept, how does it come to you?
I think to open a bar, it shouldn't just be for yourself. I genuinely think you need to have a real care for the scene that you're kind of coming into. Anyone can open a gin bar, a whiskey bar, in the grand scheme of things, that's quite easy, or comfortable, I should say. The process of opening a bar isn't easy, but deciding on a concept like that is quite an easy thing. That's not necessarily adding anything to the scene. You're not contributing to the scene really in any way. So for me, it's always about bringing something new to the scene and improving it in some way. So before and after is a completely new concept for Brisbane, with Amaro being the focus. And then Milk Toast, on the face of it, is a wine bar, and that's not particularly new, of course. But what we wanted to do within Milk Toast was create something that was really, really unique as well. So A, the space is unique, it's an old parking garage. B, the food is kind of British angle.
Yeah,
the cocktails have a like fermentation, carbonation angle as well. And then the wine list that James has put together is really fun, drops that you don't see everywhere else.
Yeah.
Really kind of biodynamic, organic, I hate the word natty, but that's a word that's just come to me. But just fun wine that you don't see everywhere. It's not too stuffy.
I feel like you've got that cool factor. Like if you know, it's very cool.
Yeah, and I think that's part of it as well. Is just creating a bit of mystery around it.
Yeah.
So before and after is completely hidden away. Milk Toast semi-hidden. You can kind of see it from the street. So
were you looking for a space with before and after? Yeah, it is so hidden. It's so cool. Like you got the stairs to the toilets. Like it feels very unique. Were you looking for a space like that, or did that just kind of happen to? I don't know. You just someone reached out to you, or did you find it?
I think I wanted somewhere that was a little bit different. I mean, that was probably the extreme. Like completely hidden away. But the space used to be a cafe called Bean, which I frequented and really enjoyed. And then, as it happens, I've been working on another space with someone else, and that fell through last minute. But by coincidence, the agent we worked on that space with was actually the agent for that before and after space. So I just happened to call him after the original one had fallen through and said, "Hey, do you know anything about this?" And he said, "Yeah, that's my space." I was like, "Cool." Got in there the next day, and I knew the space anyway because of the cafe. And I kind of said, "Look, these kind of things need to be in place for me to be able to do this," because it was very, very low budget. And I walked in, and it was almost as if they'd just left the service before and not come back. So all the beers were still in the fridges. Wow. Coffee machine was the only thing that had gone, but everything was there. And I was thinking, well, I don't really need to do too much here. I'm just going to paint the walls and change the furniture, but all the bar tops there, the stainless is there, get some fridges, and off we go. So there was a real stroke of luck for sure. Yeah. But I'm a big believer in everything happening for a reason.
100%, I believe that too.
That, I was like, right, this is the best opportunity I've ever got to open a bar, so I'm just going to do it.
That's awesome.
And if I fail, fine. At least I gave it a shot.
That's awesome. I had a similar thing with the agent. I was looking, after Dirty Soul in the nightclub, I'd been doing well for a bit now, into its second year at this point, and I really wanted a bit more of a refined offering. Yeah. And I was looking for a space for ages, and I kept looking, I kept going to inspections, and I just couldn't ever, just nothing felt right.
No, of course. Yeah.
I still a little bit maybe this is not the right time. I'll do it in the future. Yeah. And then I remember getting a message from John, and it was a screenshot of an Instagram post from the restaurant that used to be in this space. Yeah. Just saying, thanks for following us. Looking forward to the new space. Yeah. And then straight away, I messaged the agent that was helping me And he said, oh, it's actually my spot.
Yeah,
similar kind of thing. But the same kind of deal. Like everything was on the wall and we changed a fair bit of it. Yeah, it was kind of that feeling. Felt like it was meant to happen.
Definitely. I think if you put yourself out there, then these things do happen. If you just hide from it and you're not proactive, then of course it's not going to happen. But a stroke of luck is always needed in these things.
A stroke of luck, definitely. Yeah. Do you feel like you somewhat have to be like, I feel weird saying this, but delusional a bit sometimes to keep going?
No, I 100% agree. Yeah, you've got to... It's a form of delusion because you've got to have this unbelievable faith in yourself to do it. You've got to kind of look into the future a little bit and think, if I do this, what's going to happen? Are people going to like it? Or what do I need to do? So yeah, I think it is a form of delusion. I mean, it's a healthy thing because I think without it, you wouldn't do this. If you just played it safe, then you wouldn't do it. And that's another reason why not everyone does it.
Do you think a lot of people that do open bars, and one of the reasons maybe they don't succeed or keep going is because they play too safe? Do you think that Brisbane plays it safe?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do agree with that. I think there's a fear to go outside the norm, and that's why you see a lot of the same kind of concepts popping up everywhere. Yeah. Like, how many steakhouses do we have? How many steak restaurants, honestly? And Italian places of the same price point and things like that. And I think we're always comparing ourselves to Melbourne and Sydney because they're the pinnacle of dining and drinking in Australia. It's a fact. Yeah. And I know we're really desperate to say, we're getting up there with Melbourne and Sydney, but we're not.
Yeah, we're not.
And I don't mean that really disrespectfully. I think Brisbane's a completely different beast. I think it's a different culture. It's a different feel about Brisbane. It's
moving, but it's just not moving the way people are saying how fast it's moving, right?
I agree, I do agree.
And ultimately, like you just said, it will never be, it can't be that.
And I think we should stop trying to compare us to that. Yeah. Like, I really do. Like, Melbourne and Sydney is its own thing. It's its own culture. It's got its own feel about it. But I think the only way we get away from just doing kind of bog standard stuff all the time is if more independent operators pop up and start having a bit of bravery to do something different. And we are seeing a little bit of that now, which is great. It's going to take a long time, though, before we really see a really layered scene.
I guess the customer understanding that and, like, putting their, like, even when we first opened, it was like a modern European, like, cuisine here. And, I loved it. I thought it was great. Yeah. And it just, I still try to keep the essence of what Mr. Vane is, but we pivoted more to, like, an Asian, but still not like your typical, it's still unique. Like, we have, like, an item on the menu that's Indian, like honey puree. So I try to thread the needle there, but I guess it's hard, like with the cost, like
it's extremely hard.
Pass that on to
absolutely. I think there's also a danger of trying to make everyone happy. Trying to just provide everything for people, trying to tick every box.
A big
thing for me is just having a lot of faith in what you're doing, sticking to your guns.
It
would have been really easy for me after 6 months to say this isn't working. Amara, no one cares about Amara. Let's just change it and do a classic cocktail bar or something. But that doesn't excite me very much, and I think it pays off in the long run if you just really stick to what you're doing. And stick to your guns in that respect.
Your idea and your execution, right?
Yeah.
Do you think they, I guess, equally contributed to, like, the success of the venues? Was the idea really what you think pushed it, or more the execution? I guess they go hand in hand, right?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, absolutely. You can have a great idea, but if you don't execute it well, it's going to fail. But I think you can have a poor idea and execute it really well, and that will actually do quite well. Execution's the key, right?
Yeah.
It's about having great staff who are invested in what you're doing. It's about quality control, being involved in your business so you know what's going on, tasting the food.
Are you a big believer in that? The owner being involved, like really hands on deck?
Definitely. I don't mean micromanaging or anything like that, but I think it's important in many ways. A, because you want to know what's going on in your business and you want to rectify mistakes and identify things you can improve on. But B, it also shows the staff that you really care.
Yeah.
If you just disappear after you've opened and you're just kind of taking the glory, then people are going to resent that a lot. So doing some hard yards obviously gets you respect. But if you've opened a venue, everyone knows you've done the hard yards. It's more just about, being there for your team supporting them, and showing that you really care about what they're doing. And invested in their progression as well.
One thing I was curious about, how does it, like for you, having the 2 separate venues and now going to the 3, how do you approach that? How do you deal with it?
It was definitely difficult at the start to kind of leave before and after behind. I did feel quite guilty.
You did? Guilty?
Yeah, I did, because I didn't want the staff to feel like I'd got this new venue and all I cared about was that one. But obviously, a lot of your time goes into the new project because it's not as stable as the one that you open first. So I definitely felt that at the start, but I think over time you'll get to a stage where you're really comfortable with both of them and you're secure in your management of the 2 of them, and that's important. Don't worry about what other people might think or anything like that. It's just being secure in your management of the two places can really help you. And that's something I struggled with at the start. You know, like I said, what are the staff going to think if I'm not here as much? They're just going to think I don't care about it anymore. You don't need to justify it to them, really. It's about what's right for you, what you need to do.
Do you get frustrated sometimes with, like, I mean, I do, with like the understanding sometimes when you're doing so much and then, you know, a problem that is big for them, but for you it's like, oh, like...
100%, yeah. It's a relevant question because it's something that's been happening a little bit recently. And again, it comes down to security in yourself and realizing that it's not about you. It's not their fault that they don't understand, and they won't understand until they go and do it themselves. There are things that you can do on the day-to-day or in kind of progress reports or anything that can help them understand a little bit better. But the reality is they're not going to fully understand the whole picture of what goes on behind the scenes. And that's something you just have to deal with and not be insecure about. You know? And I have no problem with that anymore. I used to, but I don't have any problem. I'm very secure in what I do. I know that what I do is crucial to the business. I know how hard I work, so it doesn't bother me what they think. I mean, I wouldn't accept being questioned at all on that. But what they think is what they think. And I don't really care about that.
I really struggled with it. I felt like I would want to do things, like I would take away from things that I really needed to do sometimes. I'm just going to go on the floor tonight and do it and help them. When exactly. Like I just want to, like, hey, I'm here helping you, but it was kind of slowing me down and pushing me. And then you know, the venue closes and you still got stuff, like you're not stopping, you're going, or
exactly.
It's just maturity and time.
It is. You've got the weight of the business on your shoulders. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You've already opened the place. It's your baby, right?
That's right.
And you've hired them to do a job. That's what it comes down to, is security.
Do you think staff, like now compared to maybe pre-COVID or just a few years ago even, do you think it's changed?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're seeing a new generation of staff come through, and there's different challenges with that. It's definitely not a case of, well, back in my day we were like this. There's definitely a shift, for sure, and I think it's made hiring harder. I think it's probably a lack of guidance, to be honest. And again, it's probably not their fault, but I think management has changed a lot as well. There's not a great kind of quality of management anymore.
It's hard.
So it's shifted in that regard, and they don't have the same amount of support and guidance and expertise to fall back on, I wouldn't say. You see, because there's a little bit of a shortage, and I think COVID is partially responsible for that, there's a little bit of a shortage in really quality staff. You're seeing guys who aren't quite ready to step up, go into management roles, and have to then train people and set the example to people when they haven't had the opportunity to learn from someone else themselves. So I think that's had a knock-on effect. Having said that, there's some really great young bartenders and Hospo staff around. I think it's just that you have to spend a little bit more time and do a little bit more digging to find them these days. It's not just a case of post on BBN and you'll have 10 great people. And then you get like a rock star coming in. Exactly. So you've really got to do due diligence in that respect.
Are you finding like when you're interviewing them or your managers are interviewing them, do you find they're turning up a lot? They're not?
I think we've had a maybe 100% record of them turning up.
I feel like if someone's applying for kind of your venues, they're pretty into this
industry. I like to think so. And we do. Our processes are pretty good to ensure that happens. Making people feel comfortable. We line it up as a chat. It's not a really formal interview where you have to turn up in a suit or anything like that. So the turning up's not the issue. I think sometimes we've kind of emailed someone back offering them the job and they've not replied or anything like that. They've ghosted a little bit. Again, that's life. It's going to happen. I'm not going to throw my toys out the pram, but it's a little bit frustrating when you've gone to a lot of effort. But like I say, I think there's two sides to the story, and there's a lot of management and ownership out there that's not particularly good either. So it's not just all about young guys not wanting to work. There's a lack of guidance and support.
And I guess both bars being in the city, I wanted to talk about like kind of the city scene. Again, we talk about Melbourne, we talk about Sydney, and not wanting to compare to them. How is the scene in the city? Like, I'm not that across there. Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad?
I think it's great. I think since before and after opened, definitely seen an upturn in traffic. There seems to be a real emphasis on people going to the city now. There's a lot more venues that have opened there. Not just my own, but people like Pete Hollands have opened 3 bars as well. And you've also got the existing bars from like Marty Lang and those kind of guys. So there's a really good scene in the city now, and an emphasis on going there. So you've seen that at Milk Toasters, that people just keep coming in. It's just really, really busy, and it's a good kind of community there as well. All the hospos are really kind of tight, look after each other and support the venues and stuff. So that's
do you
really
think
nice place to be.
More experienced hospitality? Do you think that's kind of moved to the city? More so than the Valley?
Staff? Or?
Yeah, staff. Like you just mentioned those kind of people and like, all those, like yourself and like these Hospo veterans and well-respected people like yourself have opened a lot of bars in the city. Do you think that's kind of where people are wanting to go and experience hospitality workers?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's the same in most cities, right? Yeah. People go towards the centre. It's a natural thing. I think when I first arrived in Brisbane, which is about 7 years ago, there was a big emphasis on the Valley. A lot of late night bars and live music and whatnot. That's shifted. I think, again, potentially COVID's had something to do with that. You probably know better than me because I don't spend too much time in the Valley. But it seems to be a lot younger crowd now, very nightclub oriented.
It is. Yeah, it's weird. There's not nightclubs, but there is.
They're not real nightclubs. They're just kind of bars to go late.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It is very young.
Still music venues and stuff. Yeah. So it's definitely shifted. I think that slightly older, maybe more mature customer has gone back to the city after COVID, and you'll continue to see more venues popping up, I think.
Yeah, and I guess city corporate culture, right? The way I see it sometimes, even going to other cities, it feels like you can't drive. You can't drive in the city in Melbourne. You can't drive in Sydney, right? Like you can, but not really in the city centre. Yeah, right. And it feels like here everyone's driving. Things are more spread out. Do you think that has an effect on the after work drinking culture for Brisbane, or just in general? Do you think the corporate drinking after work, the people going to dinner, going to bars after work, is that strong in the week?
It's definitely stronger than it used to be, for sure. We have pretty good midweek trade, especially at Milk Toast. Right. It's the late night trade that's probably not where it should be. Yeah. I think people will hang around after work, but they won't stay particularly late, or they won't go home and come back. Yeah. So finding that late night trade is quite difficult, and we serve our full menu until midnight.
Oh, do you? Oh, wow.
So people can walk in at 11:30 and have a full meal.
That's awesome.
So we wanted to give people something at that time. If there's nowhere to go at that time, then of course no one's going to come. So it's a catch-22.
So I knew it was late night, but do you always go no matter what time?
Yeah, so Tuesday to Sunday we're open.
Wow.
And Tuesday to Saturday is full dining till midnight.
Yeah.
And then Sunday we close at 10, so it's full dining till 10.
That's awesome.
And
do people come in it?
It's been really successful. But awesome. Like I say, if there's nothing for people to go to at 10 o'clock at night, they're not going to. Yeah. But we wanted to tap into that and see what would happen, and it's been really successful.
That's sick.
People go out drinking late, of course, but where can they eat? It's usually Korean barbecue or
kind of
something that's not particularly elegant.
What is your after work? Is it what is your after work kind of food when you're going home? Do you eat much
me?
Yeah. Are you eating at the venue, or are you kind of going to take out?
I don't do too much service anymore. No. So not too much work.
Not too much.
From an office point of view, there's too much work to do.
Yeah.
I fill in now and again, but I mean, I go to Milk Toast if I'm working, I'm knocking off.
So you've definitely gone more into the admin. You've got a lot more. Yeah,
I think.
Are you enjoying that?
Yeah, I'm enjoying being away from service, to be honest. I did reach a point probably after I stepped away from before and after a little bit in terms of service where I realised it wasn't for me anymore. Yeah. Because I just couldn't give people what I used to be able to give in terms of good service. I was getting frustrated. I was seeing the other guys give such good service, and I was thinking this isn't healthy for anyone for me to be here as much. So I stepped away into more admin office, working on the business rather than in
the business. You feel like that's accelerated things for you, giving you more time, even just mental health wise? You feel I can focus more.
It's still really full on.
Yeah.
There's still so much to do, but in a different way. I think it's made me. I'm a very organised person anyway. I think it's just allowed me to switch off a little bit from that really kind of helter-skelter being in service and dealing with people all the time. It's just not something I can really put my all into anymore. So I wanted something where I was away from people a little bit more, and a little bit more relaxed in that regard, I guess.
Nice. Do you, when you wake up, check your phone straight away, or no?
I've had, last year I was pretty bad with that, but I made a real effort this year to stop doing that. So I leave my phone in another room on flight mode, and I try not to touch it for half an hour after I wake up.
Yeah. Are you doing that pretty well?
I'm doing okay. I can still
do
better.
Does it feel good?
Still only January.
Yeah.
It feels good. But the big thing for me was stopping drinking.
Yeah.
And for the last couple of years, I've not been a big drinker anyway, but this year I've completely stopped.
So 26?
I haven't had a drink this year, and that's probably the longest I've ever gone without a drink.
I'm the same. I stopped on the 28th last year too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's good. And I feel.
How are you feeling?
I have so much more clarity.
Yeah.
And I've found when I have been in service this year that I've been able to give something near what I used to give. And I think that's probably contributed a lot to it. Just less lethargic, less foggy.
Yeah, everything felt I was a big drinker.
Yeah.
I wasn't drinking every night, But if I am going to drink, like
it's not just one.
It's not one.
It's 5 or 6.
Yeah, it's like 10 or something, more than that, you know. And I guess because we've been in this industry for a long time, that sounds crazy, but it's like you're not sloppy, but you're drinking a lot, and and the next day things would feel, I don't know, I wouldn't feel down or anything. It would feel black and white.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And then I wouldn't feel as motivated. The clarity thing is so. I feel a lot more calm and content this year. And again, it's only been a month too. Like it hasn't. I can't say it's been like a year.
No,
I really want to try and do the whole year sober.
Okay,
that's my goal.
Huge.
I didn't have like a crazy drinking, but I mean everyone says that, right? But it was definitely affecting me for sure.
Yeah.
And I think just even everything felt big.
Yeah,
like the problems felt really big.
Yeah.
And it would just snowball and the snowball get bigger.
100%.
And now I can kind of like, okay, I know I've got 4 problems here. I just need to do this one thing here. And then even if I can't get to all the 4 problems in the day, I've got to like 2 of them. I feel good now.
Yeah.
Before I'd feel like I couldn't
probably lose your patience a little bit and get frustrated.
Yeah, a lot.
I felt like that as well.
Yeah.
So that's been a big thing for me. I don't intend to stay dry for too long. I want to be able to have a drink on a special occasion or whatever. Sure. Just cutting down and not drinking just for the sake of it. And it's such a normalized thing in hospitality is to drink. Yeah. Someone hands you a drink, I'll drink it.
Yeah.
You don't think about what that's actually doing to you.
Like have a healthy relationship with it. And I mean, I want to get to that too. And I'm not sure either if I can do a year, but that's the goal. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, look, you start small, right?
Yeah.
Do the month, and then you say, all right, I'll do next month. Then I'll do 3 months, and then But
that's it.
I think if you put your mind to it. And
it's interesting. It's funny that you're doing it this year too. Yeah. Oh, good on you too. Do you use social media a lot?
Yeah.
You know those memes where you see the owner walk into the venue and they hand them a coffee and they fan them down, like the typical my friends that aren't hospitality probably think that's what happens. I guess like
red carpet comes out.
The red carpet comes out, but then the second part of the meme, they're walking in with all the stuff, and that's the reality. Tell me kind of about your day, what it is like now, and especially owning a few venues now. I guess obviously right now you'd be just caught up in the fit out process and getting it ready, but maybe a bit about when you were just having the 2 to the 1 now, of what your day looks like, and
I think when I had 1. There were a lot of periods in the day where I wasn't doing anything. And I was a little bit demotivated. There were big gaps in my day. I'd completed my work, and it was, is this the life? Is this what I've signed up for now? Like, what do I do now? And then Milk Toast came along, and obviously got busier. And then the 3rd one's on the horizon, so my day filled out a little bit more. And I made a conscious effort to try and find more things to do. Like I could always be working on something, but I think that also comes back to the drinking situation where I would feel quite lethargic by the afternoon. Even if I just had one drink the day before, and I'd just lose focus. Whereas now I can fill my day really easily without even thinking about it.
Nice.
Obviously, because I've got a 3rd venue coming,
You've got a lot
easier to fill my day. But that just being a bit more proactive has really changed in the last kind of few months for sure. And now with Venna coming along, my day is pretty full. Get up, reply to emails for an hour or so, and then it's just straight into it. I have to go out and run an errand. I have to go and meet a staff member for a performance review. I go back to Venna to do some painting, and then I've got another meeting, and then it's emails again, and before you know it, it's 5-6 o'clock, and I've not really eaten anything.
It's that. You've had 2 coffees and
I get home and the grass on the lawn is just like so long. I'm like, when am I going to do this? The washing's piling up. I think it's a bit like that for a few weeks, and then it'll settle down again.
I know what you mean. Like the personal side of things gets affected a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, unfortunately, and I feel sorry for my partner. But
me too.
I try my best, but there's not much. In these next couple of weeks, we'll be a bit full on, but hopefully it'll come back to a more normal state.
You would have a very close staff team, right? Mm-hmm. And do you feel like you get stuck in being their friend to their boss?
I feel like I've never really had a problem with that. Like I do manage to separate friendships and work quite well, I would say. The team's really solid. We always try and make sure that we hire people who are really on board with what we're doing, and that's really important in the first place. I think just holding yourself to a professional standard, treating everyone the same, is really important. But of course, some of them are my friends, and we have friendships outside of work. But, I don't think I've ever really had a problem too much with that. And I think that really helps to have a mutual respect as well. If you have a friendship with them outside of work and you treat them as a friend in work, then other people are going to see that. They're going to, they're not going to respect you as much. The person themselves isn't going to respect you as much. And that's going to cause problems. So you've got to be strong, you've got to be quite strong with that, and not be afraid to upset people who you care about.
It takes time and understanding and You got to go through some shitty situations to
definitely
understand that part of the game.
Some awkward conversations.
Yeah.
But if you are truly friends, then it shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
So it's also a test of your friendship in a way.
Yeah,
if you come out the other side in a good spot, then
that's it.
Clearly you're decent friends, and if not, then
it wasn't
a friendship anyway. So don't worry about it. Yeah.
With the things that go wrong, that's every day, right? Something goes wrong.
Yeah.
What's that taught you and dealing with? Is it like coming to your other personal life? You can deal with things better. The near misses, then just what's it taught you in a sense?
Yeah, I think always expect something to go wrong. Like it's inevitable. So we talk about cyclones or COVID in the most extreme sense, where these things that you would not have expected to happen just completely derail you. But then obviously the little day-to-day things as well. So I think if you're aware that it's going to happen, you always have kind of contingency plans, plan Bs and things, and you're willing to do some dirty work if things do go wrong. Yeah. Then it's a lot easier to deal with. It's still difficult, of course, but I think if you're in a mindset where everything's going to be super cruisy, then you're going to get really stung at some stage. Yeah.
And just I guess like being like positive, like kind of faith over fear kind of feeling.
Just ride it though. Like it's part of the journey. It's a challenge at all times. Yeah. And we're not doing this because it's easy. No. So just deal with it really.
Do you feel like you're a jack of all trades now? You know how to fix
Oh God, no.
No?
Nah, hell no. I can't do anything with it. If you give me, if you put a tool in front of me, I probably wouldn't be able to tell you what it was. I'm absolutely useless with DIY. So I'm very lucky that James, my business partner,
is good at that stuff.
is extremely good with that. Pretty much anything he can do, including being a sparky and a landscape gardener and all sorts of things. So,
do you feel like you're on the phone a lot?
Yeah, I'm on the phone a little bit. I don't like being on the phone, so I tend to ignore calls and email.
Yeah, me too.
I get frustrated with phone calls, and I just don't like people calling me.
I'm not good at DIY either. I suck at it, and I feel like dishwasher's broken. It's 4 p.m. We're opening in 1 hour. Okay, I'm going to go to Bunnings. Do you feel like you go to Bunnings a lot or not really?
I need to buy paint.
To paint,
that's the only thing I can do.
Yeah.
Honestly, if someone tells me that something's broken down, I'm like, okay, James. Please.
He's the one going to Bunnings and fixing it.
I'm doing the painting at Venner because that's the easy part. And
so is it you and James for Venner now?
Yeah. And also Jack Stewart, who's the chef owner at Bloom, a beautiful destination restaurant in Luna. I read, he's come on board as our kind of executive chef. Owner as well, so it's really exciting.
That's awesome.
Him, I think if you do we're not calling it fine dining, but it's that kind of angle. If you're doing that, I think it's really important to have a chef involvement. For sure.
And the Scandinavian, I guess, like, would you say that's the Copenhagen? Is that where the peak of the industry is, in a sense?
Definitely, yeah. So we call it Neo-Nordic.
Neo-Nordic,
rather than Scandinavian, just because Neo-Nordic talks more about philosophy than a cuisine. We're talking about sustainability, preservation, those kind of techniques, fermentation, etc. But yes, a lot of inspirations come from Copenhagen, which is a city I've been to and absolutely fell in love. It's incredible. Awesome.
Is that the one you'd recommend to go to for Copenhagen?
Absolutely. Yeah, I would move there if I could.
Really?
It's an unbelievable city. The food scene's incredible. People are lovely. And we wanted to bring a bit of that to Brisbane. There's a lot of these neighbourhood little bistros in Copenhagen that are just buzzing and so warm and friendly, and the food's delicious. So we really wanted a bit of that in Brisbane.
And have all of you guys been to Copenhagen?
I don't think the other two have, no. But we've already planned a work trip at some stage.
That's awesome.
Research trip maybe next year.
That's awesome.
Have you guys been open a couple of years now?
Yeah, similar to Before and After. Yeah,
so
3
years,
going into
3.5.
It's still like everything's a learning curve, and it feels crazy to say this, but there was a part like with Mr. Vane, this was really like heavy, like this all came from like me. This is very me. It's where did I want to go? And again, like still understanding we're opening a business too, right?
Of course.
When I think of like one of my favorite movie characters, the things I liked, would they come here? I want to open more restaurants, and then there's part of me that like, no, I just want to do the one. Do you ever feel like that?
Yeah, I mean, I said after Milk Toast I wouldn't do another one, and then the opportunity came. I think it takes a long time for the motivation to come back to do something fresh, and you've also got to have those original venues in a really stable place. And I'm probably going to say the same thing now, is that I won't do anything else, but
never know, right?
Exactly.
Never say never.
Exactly. So it's just take it as it comes, I think, and don't get too kind of caught up in any part of it. Just let it happen naturally, and whatever you want to do in the future is
that's it. I just let it naturally.
There's no right or wrong.
Yeah, cool. If someone was to open their first venue, what's something they must know? Kind of like, what's one thing that you think that they should? I know there's like a million things, but like give them one thing that is a must.
I think for me, if drawing from my experience, it's that you're going to have to work very, very hard in the venue for a long time before you can step away and leave it be to other people. I think there's a glorified perception of opening a bar that it's really, really fun all the time. And you can just kind of do what you want, come and go, shake cocktails and look cool.
Yeah.
But it's so much more than that. And I think knowing that going in will help you.
Yeah.
Be prepared for what's to come, because on the face of it, it looks really fun, and you're on Instagram and all these great looking drinks and food, awesome. But behind all that is some really, really hard work.
Yeah.
And some dirty work as well. So I think, just my main advice would just be prepared to do some really, really hard work. Yeah.
And I guess looking back, and if you were to start again, what would you do differently?
Put a sign outside before and after. No, I actually wouldn't do that. I'm still happy I did that. But
did you end up putting a sign?
No. We put these little wooden plaques. There was one in the laneway, very small. You can barely see it. That got stolen. Someone just took it down off the wall for some reason, and then we've got one still just outside the front door. So
nice.
It doesn't make a single difference. It was just a bit of an ironic reaction to a lot of people walking in and saying, "There's no sign. There's no sign." And I was like, "Oh, is there not?"
We get the exact same thing here. There is a sign though.
There is a sign out there.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. Like, where are you guys? It's but
not everything needs a sign.
No, I totally agree.
No, if I could do something differently, honestly, I'm asked this question a lot, but I can never really give an answer to that, because I don't think I would do anything differently. This is what I chose. I made the decisions that I felt were right at the time, and I think I'd do it all the same again, to be quite honest.
Yeah, nice.
I don't have any regrets. And like I say, I feel like everything does come together and everything happens for a reason. So I don't think I'd change anything. I think I'd just do it all again.
Do it all again. That's a good answer. And then I guess the next 5 years, I know you're probably going to ask this too a lot.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Still in hospitality?
It's something I've been thinking about a lot in the last year, actually. The kind of exit strategy.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be in hospitality forever. Like I said, I think Vena will possibly be my last venue.
Okay.
Again, probably complete rubbish. Yeah. But I am working on my career outside of hospitality, and it's a really random one that you'd never ever guess.
Okay.
I'm a Premier cricket umpire.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay.
So,
I was expecting that.
And that's not just because I like to have a laugh at the cricket on the weekends, because I see it as a genuine career path after hospitality. So
that's awesome.
That's something I'm really working hard on at the moment, to make sure that I've got something outside of hospitality. And for me, there's no better job than travelling the world, standing at the non-strikers end, making decisions on cricket matches.
That's really cool. Unexpected.
No, I know.
Very interesting. Nice.
Yeah,
that's
I've got
awesome.
I've got a semi-final coming up on Sunday.
Yeah.
And a 2-day game coming up as well. So that's something I absolutely love, looking forward to. I love doing.
That's like your passion.
It's my escape from everything. Yeah. It's my passion.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. So that's something I'm working hard on.
Yeah, nice, man. That's really cool. I like that. If you could master one skill instantly that would make your venues run better, what would it be?
Oh, no. I mean, it's DIY one skill.
The DIY? I thought you were going to say that.
I mean, I'd like to be more useful in that regard, I would say. Yeah. And then I don't have to spend as much money on
tradies coming in. What's the most important lesson hospitality has taught you about people?
One thing that it's taught me about people, they'll never be satisfied. Whether it's staff or customers, they'll never be happy.
If you had to sum up the personality of before and after in one word, what would it be?
Quirky.
What's a decision you've made that changed the trajectory of one of your venues?
$2 oysters on a Tuesday at Milk Toast. We increased our weekly sales by about 25%. Not just on the oysters, but just in
people coming in,
the traffic coming through. Yeah, instantly overnight.
Overnight, nice. If you could design your dream bar with 0 restrictions, what would be the first element you implement?
I'd get one of those incredible custom-made stainless bar tops from Behind Bars Agency.
Nice.
Yeah, they cost about $30,000 and they look incredible. Those ones with the drop-in.
I've seen them on on the shorts and all that. Like
incredible.
Insane.
I'd love to have one of those.
Have you been to a bar with one of those?
Central has a version of it.
Oh, they
did their own.
Yeah,
they didn't use Behind Bars Agency, but they did a custom version with their own stainless guys. Yeah, and that's a really cool one.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I think Plus 81 has potentially something similar as well.
I can imagine them having one.
But I'd imagine Tony would want one of those.
Which part of running a venue do you secretly enjoy the most that outsiders rarely see?
Doing the accounts, actually. I'm a proper nerd when it comes to just ticking off paying suppliers and things like that. I don't know why, but I just take great satisfaction in seeing suppliers get paid.
Yeah, okay, awesome.
Super random.
Yeah, nice. That's good. That's very good.
OCD in me, and I have my lists of tasks to do, and just paying suppliers is really satisfying.
It's been, yeah, nice, man. What's one element, service, design, drink, or vibe that defines a successful bar for you?
It's definitely the greeting and the first kind of 5-10 minutes that you're in the venue, I'd say. I think that tells you everything you need to know about the venue.
Yeah.
Not just about the people that they've hired, but about the culture and about the quality of what they're doing. I can't stand walking into a venue and not being acknowledged, but also not just being acknowledged, but actually someone genuinely interested in what's going on.
Like feeling real, hey?
Yeah. Like I don't like the whole transactional experience.
Yeah.
I like someone just to be candid and real.
Yeah, it's hard to find that nowadays.
It is hard to find, but it makes such a big difference.
Yeah.
And you can have a crap meal, but if you've got that from the staff, then it's a really valuable thing, I think.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you on that. What's the one trend in hospitality that you genuinely think is overrated right now?
Kind of influencers reaching out and asking for free drinks and free food when they've got 200 followers.
Yeah.
Even if you've got 2 million followers, that's not how it works.
Yeah,
I don't care about that. But also people just being on their phones during an experience, not talking to each other. I think that's really killed everything. I'm really happy that the cell phone service in before and after and milk toast is really rubbish. Yeah. Because it means people have to actually talk to each other. Yeah, nice. No, I'm not giving you the Wi-Fi password.
What's the most valuable mistake you've made as an operator?
When I first opened, before and after, money was coming in. And have some left over, I think, right, I'm just going to go out for dinner and spend this. Yeah. Not really thinking about the bigger picture.
The big picture.
And that screwed me over further down the line. And then I realised that being frugal is far more important than having a good time because of the money that you're making.
It's funny how at the beginning your idea is so different. You're like, yep, I want to make this much profit. But then now if I just get through the week and we open the doors the next week, like, times are tough nowadays and, there's a lot of competition. But to me, that's successful now, opening the doors every weekend. And,
exactly. Yeah.
And I guess just before we finish, where can people find you? I guess your bars, and then just like a little bit about Restaurant Venner, just a little bit about it. So it's really exciting. I really want people to hear about it.
Yeah, definitely. So, first of all, before and after is on George Street in the city. So it's just tucked away down a laneway next to the Irish Murphy's and the Easy Mart. Yeah. It's completely hidden away. So you have to go down the laneway, hook a left, and you'll see a black door. That's open, and then Milk Toast is just down the road on Elizabeth Street. If you know Alice Bar well, then you'll know Milk Toast is there. It's down the same laneway in an old parking garage. Easier to find that one for sure. It's a little bit more visible from the street. And then we've got Venner coming really soon. So Venner means friends in Danish. So 3 mates, myself, Jack, and James are opening Venner. But it's also about creating a space where friends want to come and hang out, and it's not a stuffy kind of fine dining restaurant. It's somewhere that they can, let loose a little bit, just enjoy each other's company, and also become our friends and get to know the staff, get to know us. It's important, being in West End on Boundary Street, that we tap into that community. West End's a very community-driven area. You see venues like Bar Francine being really successful with that approach. Yep. And it's a cracking bar, and we want to kind of tap into that as well, but more from an elegant dining point of view. Nice. Bit of neighborhood influence as well. Neo-Nordic angle on the food, also fermentation, preservation, using some really classic Danish ideas as well. And it's really excited to do a restaurant for the first time.
That's awesome, man. You've got a lot going on, and I really appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Thank you. Thanks for your time.
It's awesome. So I was really looking forward to this episode because I really do respect you in the industry, and that's why I reached out. So great. Thank you so much. Good luck with everything. I'll see you in a month or so for the restaurant opening.
You will.
Thanks George. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice one.